Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here. I thought that crowd was terrific. I think our players have really earned that kind of reception, and it's just so cool to see it. It's never lost on me what we've, kind of built in terms of the fan support. I thought that was a really good challenge for us. I mean, shout out to Coach, Katie, who's turned, Pepperdine around here pretty quickly, and they run really good stuff. They were coming in shooting 40% from three as a team and with a really good record. So we put a challenge to our players. Jaco did a great scout and tried to get them, better, get them better from the other night about, worrying about us, and then also get them ready for the Pepperdine scout. And I thought that, we tried to really execute. We wanted to hold them under 30% from three. We did that. We wanted to turn them over a bunch. We did that, and I thought we shared the ball great. 27 assists on 31 baskets is exceptional, and happy with it, with a good team effort. And we're still in a place where we want to keep getting better, but you want to be able to build from a one step forward and now make it 2 or 3 in a row.
Hey, Coach. Hey, ladies. Good job today. A quick question for you. I get a sense that they're now starting to understand the flow a little bit better and understand each other's tendencies and get to their spots. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, right? I think we have a lot of different, weapons and abilities on the court. There's a lot of time we're trying to play in flow where it's not me specifically saying here's where we're trying to get the ball only, and they play off of each other. And when you have a lot of diversity of skill set, Kara's a great example. She can shoot it, she can post, but if she posts and draws two, the ball should go elsewhere. If it's not and she gets a one-on-one in the paint like early on, she's gonna finish. And I think they're all kind of feeling that a little bit, and we're trying to hunt great shots every time, whatever that looks like. I can't always dictate it. Then when we execute, and I am trying to get something specific, I think we're doing a little bit better job of executing as well.
Hi, Coach. Charlotte of 360 News. You insert London started today. Can you talk about the difference that made, though, having her start rather than coming off the bench for the game?
Yeah, I mean, that was, mostly about Malia dealing with a nagging injury. And so while she was available today, it was really, recommended trying to get her as much rest as possible. London is a dynamic player and a weapon, whether she's starting or coming off the bench. I thought, the biggest difference is that we tried to keep, London's been shooting it so well, that we tried to keep her in her rhythm, and we, moved Jazzy more on the ball at the point. So I thought that was a really neat thing for her to be able to handle that. But we trust whoever's on the floor. I haven't made it a big thing of who's starting or who's coming off the bench, and it was almost like nothing for us. We obviously miss Malia and everything she brings, but for us, we know London could slot, right into any spot and keep it moving and be really crisp and clean that way. But I thought, everyone kind of tried to step up to add to what we were missing with Pitt's aggression not being there, and I thought it was a good, team effort all the way around. We have a ton of trust in London whenever she's in the game.
Coach, happy Thanksgiving. Ladies, happy Thanksgiving. Coach, today you guys got 8 blocks, most of which came from weak side defense. Can you just talk to me about the importance of just communication on the defensive end and just rotation?
Yeah, we always want to be, kind of conceptualizing the game where no one's going to get an uncontested layup, where it's going to be one against USC, not one-on-one. This game was a little harder because they have 5 shooters on the floor, so we weren't really sitting in help. You had to really react, and it was usually what we call the low man. And we have multiple people who can come over and be long, Jazzy's really long and got a couple. KD has 2 blocks on here. I see our long guards, Ken, Diana, but also our bigs, they've really been working on just being in the right spots and not fouling, and then we got to finish that with a defensive rebound. But that should be part of our identity as a group.
And then KD and Viv, this question is for you. Viv, you went 4 for 4 on the day. KD, you went 8 for 10. Can you guys just talk to me about the ease with which you guys are able to score, or just how easy it is for you guys to just get open looks?
I think it goes back to one of the earlier questions about having so many people be threats and be able to score. I think that having that on the floor, people that can shoot, people that can post up, that can do that, it opens the floor up for all of us. So people are out on me and DZ on the 3-point line. That's how Viv was able to attack and take advantage of that, because they can't really help off. And so I think us having versatile team members and having multiple ways of attack is really good for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously Kennedy had 7 assists and other people had 5 and really good on getting the ball to all of us. And I think that that's really where it is, where it comes from. posting up and just trusting that my teammates were going to give me the ball, knowing that there's not going to be somebody that's going to come take it from behind me, just like them making the right place.
And just to answer that, like, we want to hunt what we call like easy open baskets, but none of it's easy, right? I mean, Kara's been in the gym every day early, getting shots up, and Viv's always asking for extra work. So we try to put them in spots where when they know it's their time and they're open, they feel confident and it looks easy, but it takes work, right? Like, none of this is easy. And I know that's not how you're asking it, but I think it takes work to be able to hunt their best shot and then be able to make the play. I do think, DZ London had 5 and Jazzy had 5 and Ken had 7 because they're just trying to make the right play, and Viv's rolling or someone's open on a spray. We're just trying to get better. And I thought, there were some really positive things today.
Kara, what gives you confidence that this team is ready to defend in the Big Ten Conference, and how excited are you for that challenge?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think that games like today, like guarding 1 through 5 that can shoot, is really important for the Big Ten. I obviously haven't played it, but I've played teams in the Big Ten like Nebraska and like Oregon, for example. So I think that games like this, if we can really dial in and make sure that we're preparing for this times 10, I think it'll be really good for us.
So I wanted to know, what were your thoughts about some of the good things that you guys did on the court tonight, and then what are some of the things that you're hoping to kind of fine-tune going into the next game?
I thought our defensive, point of attack was really good. I think Kennedy's really elite as a disruptor, and I thought everyone else fed off of her. And so, it helped us to kind of change the tempo of the game when it was a little tight there early in the first quarter. I thought we did a pretty good job defending the three-point line as a team. That was a big challenge for us as a group. Our bigs, guarding bigs that shoot the three and dominating their matchup, right? Like scoring and trying to limit them. I thought, we pushed the ball well and shared it well, and because of that, we shot it well. I think the things that continue, to be something that we're working on, we want to keep people off the offensive glass. That's just something we know that we have to do to win at a high level. And then I just think we want to continue to grow together as a team, right? Like, and communicate more and go on runs when we're winning, and be able to stop runs when they have something going. It's just continuing to build that chemistry and that, that will together on the court. I think everyone wants to do it. Like, we've got a great group. It's just really finding that, like, how do we take the next step and the next level? And every team is hunting that and trying to do it. And so I'm excited about the journey with the group, and I thought today was a really good day.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about Kara's ability to build the chemistry so quickly as she transitioned, as she's a transfer? Can you talk about your ability to build the continuity with the team as well so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about her. She walks in with just a wonderful leadership mentality. I do think she is, our leader, right? And takes a lot on. She's relentlessly positive. She's a coach's kid, as she'll tell you. So I just think knows how to approach things, and she is fitting in great. But again, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it look, right? We're playing her in a little bit different spot than she's used to. We're asking her to guard a little differently than she's used to. And it's easy in college when things aren't going exactly your way perfectly every time to make an excuse or go to the negative, and she's just never once done that. So then I'm not surprised, when she trends upwards, right? Because she's so talented. It takes a team, right? So for her to get the touches in the paint that she got today, we got to know how to move the ball and find her, right? For us to be able to knock down shots, we've got to, make sure other people are knocking down shots. So then it comes back to her and she's open. And so I just think it's a human thing more than a basketball thing, just approaching the game and the team the right way. And I think she does that day in and day out. And then also she's a really talented player. So there's no question for me that, she's going to catch her rhythm. It's just a matter of all of us getting better as a group and doing it, day by day when it's not always easy.
Yeah. And I think adjusting, like Coach Lindsay said, like, it's not really like ever easy, but I think that I just fall back on my experience in college and just what I know about myself. And I know that I play my best whenever I'm happy, I'm having fun, I'm playing with my team, and I feel like a part of something. So I think that anytime that I do kind of stray away from that, I just try to fall back on that and just stick to my foundation.
Vivian, just kind of piggybacking on that question, can you talk about the veteran presence of having Kara and also London, and both being transfers and coming into it because you're coming back last year?
Yeah, it's it's like really good to have them both in the gym, and also like outside of just like the like experience, like also like people like Kennedy, they have like that have a lot of experience from last year. Like they're really good like outlets to go to whenever I like have questions, or whenever like we're in the midst of the game, just going to them and asking them like, hey, like what do I need to do? I think they are so composed like in the heat of the moment, and it's just like really easy to go to them and ask them questions like that.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.